Welcome to the Joint Mission for Improved Wash in Liberia. I am personnel of the Ministry of Planning and Economic Affairs, and the Ministry of Planning is coordinating the organization of this conference and also coordinating the advancement of the WASH sector development plan. We have sent out over 100 invitations to government officials, private sector actors in the WASH sector, water companies, civil society organizations, journalists who specialize in reporting on WASH sector issues, our development partners, those are our major development partners.
This joint mission is an absolutely fantastic opportunity to get the Liberia water and sanitation sector up and running. It's been months and months of planning and organizing that have gone into it. There's been a steering committee that has been driving the process. That steering committee has been made up of a group of very passionate people representing government, representing the civil society, representing UN agencies, and representing basically all the actors in the water and sanitation sector, including the private sector, which is really great. It's a real blessing for us to have so many international guests. The whole purpose of us getting here together is to meet as a sector with the key people, with civil society, with the citizens of Liberia, bring it all together and develop a roadmap in the form of a compact, which will be the tool that's going to be used to guide the sector going forward.
An effort like this does have great potential in a country like Liberia. A compact like this, I think, has the potential for being much more meaningful than one, say, in Ghana. Ghana's government is very well established and has great traditions, and to make changes is not easy. I think there are opportunities in Liberia where you can make changes now.
The coming of the mission has energized not only those of us who are sector professionals, but even politicians. As the many comments were made today, there's already a line of commitment on exactly what will be achieved out of this mission. But the government sees it as a massive support. As you know, Liberia is a country where poverty is quite visible. Nevertheless, it tells us that our meager resources are actually important in the partnership, and I think the government is committed to putting that at the disposal of what we are doing.
Okay, the joint mission is trying to look at gaps in monitoring and evaluation. In fact, there's a special thematic group set up for that particular area. Now, water point mapping is going to, first of all, show our participants, including the joint mission, what has been done, what effort has been done to cut back on the data gaps that we have. And what we'll see from the presentation, which I'll be making tomorrow, is that we still have serious challenges in terms of gaps in monitoring and evaluating data.
At the level of the CSO WASH working group, we've listed 4 expectations. First, on the issue of data challenges and irregularities that the sector is faced with, we think that there is a need for a unified or centralized data gathering agency. On the issue of funding gap, we hope that at the end of the conference, we will see private sector fully on board through corporate social responsibility, and we hope to see what we call pool fund established, where donor money, government money, and whatever money that is intended for the sector is going to be placed, and pool fund money should be spent on national plans that are derived through a participatory means. And finally, we want to see strong civil society visibility in every stages, because we are not just a tail-hand player. We feel that we are an integral part of the society, and we should be involved at every stages of the entire process.
So during the first few days, we broke up into groups looking at different thematic issues, specifically institutional issues, monitoring and evaluation, service provision and equity, and finally funding mechanisms, the key issues and challenges in the sector. And then we all got back together and fed back the inputs from the different working groups, and these inputs fed into the final compact we've created.
On the fourth day of the conference, a number of delegates headed out on the site visit. The field visits, I think, were one of the most exciting components of the trip, because it gave us an opportunity to get people out of conference halls and out of meeting venues and into the field, because that's the most realistic way to demonstrate what the challenges that exist in the sector are. Quite a few of the delegates have said to me, they fly in and out of different countries, they see hotel rooms, they see conference rooms and the airport. So it was really nice to be able to get out and go into the field. We went off on the fourth day of the conference. We headed off with a convoy of about 20 vehicles, a little bit of a chaotic drive across Monrovia. So first of all, we visited the Fiama Sewer Plant, which was hosted by Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation, and we were provided with an overview about how dismal the sewage plant is and the challenges that exist for dealing with sewage in Liberia and in Monrovia specifically. Thereafter, we headed off to Wentown landfill site, where we were shown some pretty impressive work that's been undertaken by some contractors working for the World Bank, which are busy rehabilitating the landfill site up there. A long way to go, but there was a definite signs of progress that was being made there. After we had finished in Wentown, we headed for Bokele, and Bokele town was really exciting because that was where the real sort of African flair came out. There were children singing who greeted us. The children who were singing greeted us with a song that said, "No scatter your poo-poo, no poo-poo outside." With lots of susses and lots of music and lots of fun. But that was a really great opportunity to see how a simple program like CLTS can work in a rural environment, or in any environment actually. The thing about CLTS, which is community-led total sanitation, means that the community has taken responsibility for their sanitation. They're not waiting for an Oxfam or UNDP or USAID or a NGO, local NGO to come along. They've taken responsibility for their own sanitation. We had a very great welcome there from the town chief, and it was very festive and very hospitable. And I think the international guests really appreciated that, because it was a great way to see a little bit of rural Liberia. Then our trip culminated with a visit to White Plains, which is the water treatment plant for Monrovia. Again, it's nice to see what's going on out there, but it's really difficult. You can really see the difficulties that the team out there operate under. They've got one intake pipe which is actually functional, the rest of them are non-functional. They've got manual guys with wooden broom handles stirring chemicals in. This is for the water for the whole of Monrovia, so there's a lot of work that has to go there. Yeah, so Saturday was all about showing people what it's like out in rural Liberia, in urban Liberia, and hopefully just that practical demonstration of what the reality is will encourage people to be more bought into the compact.
And today we've got the President of Liberia coming to receive the final outputs, which is the compact from the team. And this will be presented by the Minister of Planning and Economic Affairs. And this will really kind of galvanize the political will that we need to really make the compact a reality after the conference.
Liberia is a land blessed with water, and our job is to ensure that our people benefit from that blessing in a time when water is fast becoming a scarce commodity as oil. This is the context within which we are going to implement this compact when it is completed. And I know that we can do it in close and transparent cooperation and in full alignment with our overall development agenda, the upcoming Liberia Rising 2010. Thank you very much.
Following that, there will be a short press conference so that we can get media coverage within Liberia by different radio stations, the press and TV. The key role is really to get the message out about the compact, about the outcomes that have come and the commitments that both the government and development partners are making towards improving the situation of water and sanitation in Liberia.
Let me thank all of you who have been a part of these discussions and deliberations, and particularly those who over the past few years have really given up their time and energy and resources, all the institutions concerned, to have made the progress that we have made. And we can all rededicate our effort and renew our commitment to being able to sit down and really work a plan of action in this and set our specific targets, practical goals. I think this compact then will prove to have been a worthy instrument, and we'll all be very proud, maybe a few years from now, that as a result of this, the result of your deliberations, Liberia's situation regarding water and sanitation will be much better improved. Thank you.